welcome you all on behalf of Kandivali Education Society's Shop College of Arts and Commerce on this 2 days webinar on derivatives and portfolio management. Uh, the way the world is moving on nowadays, I think there is a lot to learn and relearn and unlearn in these pandemic times. And I take this opportunity to welcome you all for this 2 days webinar. I request Head of Department Accountancy, Dr. Sangeeta Unatkar, to please give a welcome address on behalf of ma'am and give introduction of today's resource person. Sangeeta ma'am.
Thank you, Jigna ma'am. Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Sangeeta Unadkat, Head of the Department of Accountancy. I welcome our today's speaker, that is Dr. I'm sorry, sir, Dr. V. Aditya Srinivasan. I welcome all the students to this webinar, wherein you will be given something extra than what you have been learning for apart from your syllabus, because nowadays there are so many things which are coming up and everything cannot be covered in the syllabus. So we thought of organizing such a webinar which will give you a platform to understand certain new things, upcoming things. And for today's webinar, which is on the topic of derivatives, we have Dr. V. Aditya Srinivasan, who is working as a Chief Operative Officer and a Chief Economist at Bombay Stock Exchange Broker Forum. He has total 16 years of corporate experience. He has represented India at Harvard University, USA, also universities at South Korea, Japan, Maldives, Oman, Dubai, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Sweden, Indonesia, Turkey, and these are the few names of the countries. He has much more to his credit. He has also taken more than 2,000 sessions on Indian economy and stock market and trained more than 65,000 participants across India. His qualifications are: he is BBF Finance, he has done MBA Finance, and he is a gold medalist. He has done his PhD in economics. He has done MDP from IIM Ahmedabad, CWM D-Lead from US. He is also ISO 9000 leader auditor. He has presented 23 research paper in national and international conference, and he has also published 35 research paper. We
Yes, sir. But it's perfect.
See, as far as derivatives is concerned, see, basically it's an instrument whose value is derived from underlying asset, correct? So that is typically called as derivatives. See, always remember, friends, that derivatives can be on financial as well as non-financial instrument, correct? Derivatives can be on financial as well as non-financial instruments. So stock, bonds, gold, silver, all these are a part of derivatives market, correct? All these are a part of derivatives market. Temperature and electricity, even they are traded in derivatives, but the only issue is that they are traded in separate countries, not in India as of now. So that is one part related to derivatives market. If we talk of history of derivatives, friends, then history is more than 2000 years old, where in 1848 we started with the Chicago Board of Trade in USA. Then in 1865 futures trading started, and in 1900 we had Kansas City Board of Trade, correct? That is something you need to keep it in mind. There was Kansas City Board of Trade that started index futures trading contract. So that is how basically derivatives in USA came into existence. If we talk in India, friends, India also took a lot of time to start derivatives market. For example, in the year 1996, LC Gupta committee was formed to study whether derivatives is required or not. So that was something very vital and important. Then in 1998, that means from 96 to 98, this committee studied the entire report that whether derivatives should be started or not. And finally, they decided that yes, derivatives should be started. Correct. That was the second important aspect. In 1998, J.R. Verma committee suggested the risk management framework of derivatives market, risk management framework. And finally, friends, in the year June 2000, derivatives started. When that derivatives market started, there were only 31 stocks in derivatives and around one index, that was Nifty. Today there are around 129 companies in derivatives market which are traded, friends. And today the average daily volume is 5 lakh crore rupees per day, friends, 5 lakh crore rupees per day. So that is a marathon volume, friends. Huge amount of derivatives volume takes place. There are primarily three main participants in derivatives markets: speculators, hedgers, and arbitrators. These are the three important aspects of derivatives: speculators, hedgers, and arbitrators. Correct. So basically, when we say speculators, who is a speculator? A person, friends, who takes a position based on a view and then immediately buys and moves ahead. So that is typically called as a speculator. Correct. That is typically called as a speculator. He will buy and he will immediately basically sell. That is called as very short-term trading. In fact, in derivatives, most of the trades are intraday only. So they buy in the morning, they sell in the afternoon. So that is typically called as a derivatives market, friends. That is called as speculators role in derivatives market. Second is basically hedging. See, hedging is to remove the risk and correct, not to make profit. Please understand, the whole objective of hedging is to remove unwanted risk. That is something very vital and important. Hedging involves taking two opposite positions on the same time. On one hand, you are buying in the cash market. On other hand, you are selling Reliance future contract. Correct. So basically, if you buy 10 lakh rupees worth of Reliance in the cash market, then basically 10 lakh rupees of Reliance contract you will sell. So there is, on one hand, you are in a buy position. On one hand, you are in a sell position. Now, suppose if Reliance Industries goes down and the value of Reliance from 10 lakh rupees becomes 8 lakh rupees. So that means that you are incurring a loss of 2 lakh rupees in the cash segment, but you will be making a profit of 2 lakh rupees in the derivatives market segment. So basically your net outflow will be zero. Now you may feel that if the net outflow is nothing, why should we do hedging? See, hedging is typically done in order to avoid losses. That is the main thing, friends. When you are sure that markets are likely to remain good, you will not, in one direction, you will not do hedging. Typically, you will do hedging only when there is huge uncertainty in the market. Then you will be basically doing hedging. So that particular point you have to keep it in mind. Always remember, friends, hedging is done by mostly institutional investors and high net worth individuals who feel that it is better to hedge and to reduce your risk. Then the third participant is basically what we call it as an arbitrage. Correct. Arbitrage means you buy from a market where the price is less and you sell in the market where the price is high. So that is typically called as arbitrage. For example, if Reliance is quoting 1,000 rupees in cash market, Reliance is quoting 1,000 rupees in cash market, and in derivatives market it is quoting 1,010. Correct. So you will buy in the cash market at 1,000 rupee and you will sell Reliance future contract at 1,010. Now what will happen on the expiry date? Expiry is last Thursday of every month. On the expiry date, the price will come to 1,005. Correct. In the price will convert, so it comes to 1,005. So when it price converges, then in that case, you will basically, what you will do is that you will sell the delivery of shares which you bought at 1,000 at 1,005, and basically you will cover your futures contract also. That means 1,010 you had sold and you are buying that future contract at 1,005. So in both sides you are making a riskless profit of 5 rupees per share. That is something, friends, you need to keep it in mind. So this is how basically the arbitrage opportunity works. Always remember, in arbitrage you can make good money provided, friends, the market is in a bull run. That is something very vital, friends. Market has to be in a bull run. Correct. That is something very important as far as derivatives market is concerned. If the market is in bull run, then the difference between cash market and future market will be high and you will be able to take that benefit. For instance, if you see, then during the bull run of 2003 to 2007, during those 4 years, basically there were the difference between cash price and future price were high, and that is why monthly return of 10% could have been made. Monthly return of 10% could be made. So that is something, friends, very important. You could make monthly return of 3%, sorry. Every month, 3% return could have been made with that particular kind of facility. So always remember, arbitrage does provide you good earning opportunity. Yes. Now, if we come to products in derivatives market, see, typically there are two products in derivatives market. One is future and one is option. Correct. One is a futures contract and one is an options. Always remember, when we talk of future and option, future and options, both products are of derivative, and that is why they are typically called as F&O market also. They are typically called as future and options market, F&O market. What are the features of this derivatives market? Now let us try to understand that. See, always remember, number one, the contract will expire on last Thursday of the month. Correct. Contract will expire on last Thursday of the month. That is typically called as derivatives market. Three contracts are available: February, March, and April. Correct. 3-month contracts will be available at any point of time, because currently we are in the month of February. And suppose on Monday is 15th, you buy something, you can hold it up to last Thursday of this month. So last Thursday is 25th. So you can hold it, your position, up to 25th of this month, friends. Plus, derivatives is a cash settled market. So always remember that whenever you make a profit, your account is credited, and whenever you make loss, your account is debited. So that is why it is called as a cash settled market. Correct. Plus, it has a fixed lot size. Now, please understand this point carefully, friends. See, in derivatives, what happens is that when we talk of derivatives market, friends, as far as cash market is concerned, you can buy even one share. You can buy even one share if it is a cash market. But if it is a derivatives market, you have to compulsorily buy one lot, and each lot will have its own size. Each lot will have its own size. So that is what is called as fixed lot size. Correct. Plus, for every contract, there is margin, and that margin is decided by the stock exchange. So higher the volatility, more will be the margin charge, and lesser the volatility, less will be the margin charge. That is something we have to keep it in mind. Always remember, no physical delivery of share will take place. No physical delivery of share will take place in derivatives. It is totally a cash settled market. Correct. It is totally a cash settled market. If we talk of margins, friends, always remember, margins are the key to risk management in derivatives market. Margin means the basic money which the client deposits with the broker in order to execute a trade. Before executing a trade, your margin has to be with the broker. It is a percentage of the overall contract value. Margin is based on volatility, friends. So higher the volatility, higher will be the margin. Lower the volatility, lower will be the margin. And margin is calculated by stock exchange 5 times in a day. It is calculated, friends, 5 times in a day. So please understand that when when volatility is high, the exchange will calculate margin with a higher what I can say, requirement, and then broker is asked to collect this margin from various clients. So that is something we have to keep it in mind. There are primarily 3 types of margins, friends. The first is called as an initial margin. What is an initial margin? It is the basic amount paid by the client to the broker. Correct. It is the basic amount paid by the client to the broker. So that is typically called as an initial margin. Maintenance margin is what is 50% of the initial margin. Correct. That is called as a maintenance margin, which the client has to maintain at all point of time. So that is called as a maintenance margin. And finally, there is something known as an ad hoc margin. Ad hoc margin is, friends, when there is abnormal volatility, then ad hoc margin is basically kept. So these are various kinds of margins which the broker will charge from the client as per the norms stated by the exchange. Again, I repeat, in margin, always remember, higher the risk, more will be the margin charge. That is something you have to keep it in mind. If we basically talk of risk management framework, friends, this is something, friends, the key. So please understand this very well. See, when we talk of risk management framework, friends, if we talk of risk management framework, then one thing you have to keep it in mind is that, suppose See, client has given 1 lakh rupee of initial margin. Now, this is the key to the whole market, huh, friends. If you can control this thing, derivatives is a money spinner. It's a money spinner. The biggest risk in this particular product is this, what this slide explains. See, suppose a client comes and he gives 1 lakh rupee margin, correct? That is point number one. Now, here what will happen is he trades in one lot of, say, Reliance Industries. He is trading in one lot of Reliance Industries. And basically, he makes a loss of, say, 25,000 rupees. Now, what is the deposit of the client? 1 lakh. What is the loss of the client? 25,000. So, are we secured? Yes, because we still have 75,000 rupees of the, still we have 75,000 rupees of this thing. What I can say? Client. Here, what will happen is, now suppose the client still keeps on trading and he makes a loss of 1,50,000. Now comes the real problem, friends. The deposit of the client was 1,01,000. He has made a loss of 1,50,000. So basically what happens is that now we have to recover 49,000 rupees from the client. Please understand this. Again, I will repeat. The whole thing in derivatives market, loss of the client should never exceed the deposit. If the loss of the clients exceeds the deposit, yes, then there is a major issue. Then there is a big problem, because then to cover that 49,000 from there will be a huge challenge. So please understand this particular point. So when the client, whatever margin the client gives, we have to ensure that the loss of the client does not exceed the margin amount. That is something very vital, very critical. Loss of the client does not exceed the margin amount. That is something very important. Now we will take practical example of how a future contract works and how options contract work. See, suppose we take example of Reliance only. Suppose you feel that Reliance is going to rise and you decide to buy one lot of Reliance Industries, correct? So basically when you are buying one lot of Reliance Industries, it is the lot size is 505. Please understand, friends, when you are buying one lot of Reliance Industries, actually you are buying 505 shares. So when you buy 505 shares, the price is 2,000 rupees. So basically 10 lakh rupee is your contract value, not 1 or 2, but 10 lakh rupees is your contract value. Now you will pay 10% margin or that. So when you say 10% margin, it comes to 1,01,000, correct? That is the initial margin what you are required to pay, 1,01,000. Now suppose Reliance rises, your anticipation was correct, and Reliance goes to 2,100 rupees. Now please understand here, when it goes up to 2,100, you are making 100 rupees of profit per lot. Now as you have bought one lot, 505 multiplied by 100 rupee profit, so your profit is 50,500 rupees. Now please understand, friends, if Reliance had gone down by 100 rupees, you are also incurring a loss of 50,500, and that is why derivatives is a leverage product, friends. Very, very risky, high risk, high return product it is. So basically when we say that in case of derivatives market, 505 into 2,000 rupees is the current price. So 10 lakh rupees is the contract value, correct? 10 lakh rupees is the contract value. So 10% of that, when we say, it is 1,01,000, correct? It is 1,01,000. Now, when your basically price of Reliance Industries goes from 2,000 to 2,100, the 100 rupee price will go up per lot, correct? So 100 into 505, so 50,500 rupees is your mark to market profit. So your balance for tomorrow will be 1,51,500. How did this figure came? 1,01,000 is the margin what you have paid, and 50,500 is your mark to market profit, the difference between your buying price and this. So your closing balance is 1,51,500. Now suppose next day, still your position is open because you are still bullish that Reliance may go up. Next day, Reliance comes down to say 2,050 rupees. 50 rupees it goes down, correct? Reliance comes down. Now what will happen, friends? Since you are incurring a loss of 50 rupees, again 50 rupees will get multiplied by your 505. That is your lot size. So your M2M loss will be 25,250, correct? Your mark to market loss will be 25,250. Now 1,51,000 was your balance, correct? From that 25,250 will go away. So now your net is 1,26,000. So that is why, friends, derivatives is a high risk return product. It is a leverage product, friends. And that is why in derivatives, nobody tries to basically take positions overnight. Whatever profit or loss typically traders make, they will square their position on the same day itself. Market works from 9:15 to 3:30. So whatever profit loss they make, they will immediately square it up. That particular point you have to keep it in mind. Now, if we say basically that options, see, if we talk of options, friends, then options relatively are much more safer for the simple reason, friends, that a call option and put option, in that you have to remember one simple thing. Call option means you are bullish on the market, put option means you are bearish on the market, correct? That is typically called as a call option and a put option. Call option means you are bullish on the market, put option means you are bearish on the market. That is how basically it works. So you will buy a call option when you feel that the price of a particular thing will rise, and you will buy a put option when you feel that the price of a particular thing will fall. Now we take a simple, again, practical example. See, suppose you feel that Reliance is going to rise. So what you will do, you will basically buy this particular thing. You will be buying what I can say 2000 rupees call option. So when you buy a 2000 rupees call option, correct? When you buy 2000 rupees call option, the lot size is same 505, but here you have to pay only the premium. You don't have to pay any margin, and that is where the whole benefit comes into picture. Premium is say 50 rupees. So 50 into 505, you are paying only 25,250 rupees, friends. 25,250 is what you are paying. And this is what, friends, your maximum loss will be. Even if now Reliance becomes zero, your maximum loss is 25,250 rupees what you pay, friends. Now, if Reliance increases from 2000 to 2100, if Reliance increases from 2000 to 2100, then your 50 rupees will go to 100 rupee, and your profit is 50,500 is your gross profit. You remove your cost 25,250, so your net profit is 25,250, what you will be getting. Options have become very popular, friends. In fact, out of the total volume in the derivatives market, 77% volume happens in Nifty call option and put option. It happens in index only. Nifty call option and put option, it happens for the simple reason, friends. Why it happens in Nifty call and put? Because it is easy to predict Nifty than other things. So this is something, friends, we have to keep it in mind. If we talk of put option, friends, the other example, put option means you are bearish. So you will buy a put option when you are typically bearish on that. Now here, if we take a simple example, friends, that Reliance Industries is again trading at 2000 and you feel that it will come down, correct? You will feel that it will come down. So basically, when we are talking of Reliance Industries, when we are talking of Reliance Industries at 2000 rupees buy one put option, suppose the lot size is 505 and at 50 rupees we are buying that put option. So what is the amount you are paying? 25,250 is what you are paying. Now here you will make money if Reliance goes down. Always remember that is the key thing, friends. If Reliance Industries goes down, you will make money. So if Reliance Industries goes down from 2000 to 1900, your put option premium will increase from 50 to 100 rupees. Correct. Your put option premium will increase from 50 to 100. And that is why your gross profit will be 50,500. So 50,500 minus 25,250, you are making a net profit of 25,250. You are making a net profit. So this is something we have to, friends, keep it in mind when it comes to put option, friends. When it comes to put option, this is something you have to understand. Please understand one thing, that in call option and put option, when you simply buy those options, your loss is limited to the amount of premium paid, your profit is unlimited. Key aspects of derivatives market, friends. See, always remember that you have to understand the risk what is involved in derivatives market. Correct? You have to understand the risk involved. Buying option means that you will have limited amount of risk, and the limited amount of risk and the profit is unlimited, because when premium rises, your profit will become unlimited. That is something you have to keep it in mind. When we talk of future product, friends, future is more risky because there both profit and loss will be unlimited. Correct? FIIs are always big players when it comes to this particular market. FIIs are the key players and index is always heavily traded. So keep this particular point in mind as far as derivatives market is concerned. Always remember, friends, that retail investors should not trade in derivatives if they don't understand the risk aspect. They should not trade in derivatives market. Correct. That is the main thing. Second, always remember that margins, collection of margins is the key when it comes to risk management part. And brokers should guide the clients properly when we talk of derivatives. Brokers should guide the clients properly. So always remember that as far as derivatives is concerned, friends, please understand that one thing is very clear, that you need to be very cautious when it comes to trading in the markets. That is something, keep it in mind, friends. So with this, I complete my part, and now we can have, friends, question answer session so that I can clarify your doubts also and explain you things in proper perspective. So you can write your questions in the chat box. I will read the question and answer it, or you can unmute and ask, whatever you are comfortable with.
Sir has given you two options. Either you unmute yourself and ask your questions, and or you can write your question in the chat box. Yeah. Selling call and put has the same risk as of buying it. Srinivasan?
Selling selling call and put option will have unlimited risk, friends, for the simple reason that if you buy call and put option, friends, then the risk is very less, limited to the amount of premium paid. But if you sell it, then the profit is limited, loss is unlimited. So selling should not be done. Selling is done by very experienced option writers, and plus who has the capacity to bear the loss, friends. So always remember that you should buy option, never sell it. Buying is always safe, because the moment you put the trade, you are very clear what is going to be your loss if you buy the options. But if you sell the options, the loss is basically loss is unlimited, profit is limited. So never try to sell options, to the best of my knowledge. One. Second, when you sell options, you will be required to pay the margin amount which is charged in futures contract also. So you will be required to pay even the margin amount also. So you need to be very cautious related to that. See, open interest, Kishan, please understand, open interest means basically how many positions are open at what level. We take a simple example. See, suppose Nifty is right now at 15,200, and if you see that lot of call options are being sold at 15,400, or put options are being bought at 15,400. So that means market will have lot of resistance at 15,400. Market won't be able to cross it easily. That idea you get from open interest positions, correct? Reverse, if it is basically, if call option and put option on the reverse side, just give me 1 second. હવે સાંભળો ને, કદાચ પ્રિયાને મેં પિંગ કર્યું તો આઈપીએફ ના આજે જ મળ્યા છે, તો એને કંઈક કરેલા છે. હવે થોડી વાર અહીંથી મેસેજ આવવો જોઈએ. હા, આ તો ફેરવાઈ જવાય એવું છે. Yes. So basically what happens is, suppose Nifty, we take other example. See, Nifty is at 15,200. Now at 14,800, if lot of people have bought call options at 14,800 or have sold put options, correct? Then also that will act as a full support to the market. So open interest basically helps you to get an idea that at what level of market, how much positions are standing, and that helps you to make a strategy. See, friends, if I tell you, my own experience in derivatives market, now please understand that whenever you buy derivatives market, if you want to trade in derivatives market, it has to be with proper risk management framework. Never trade in derivatives without proper risk management, because it is a leverage market, and I have seen people losing money like anything. So it is not something worth which you should immediately try it out. Correct? That is not something that you need to try it out immediately. So be cautious related to when you trade in derivatives market.
Can you guide on in the call money, in the money call at a money? Can you rephrase it, Viral? Viral, can you rephrase your question?
No, ma'am, don't worry. I've got the question. What he's trying
Okay.
to ask me, I'll just figure it out.
Yeah.
Yes. In, see, please understand. As far as basically, if you see, there are three kinds of options available. We take a very plain example. 15,200 is Nifty. So if you buy a call option of 15,200, it is called at the money. That means the spot price and the strike price is one and the same. Correct? If market is at 15,200 and you are buying a call option of 15,000, then it is in the money because the spot price is greater than the strike price. And if you are buying 15,400 particular option, then it is out of the money. Please understand, in derivatives, if you want to make good money, try to buy at the money only, because at the money will have highest volatility. बस perfect છે, IPF માં એટલા જ આવે. બરાબર છે. Yes, perfect. So basically at the money will have maximum volatility, friends. Always remember, at the money you should try to buy. In the money will be very costly, out of the money will be cheap, but volatility will also be not there. So the chances of making money will be less. So it is better that you buy what I can say at the money option. That is one part. Then question is, what is the role of banks in derivatives market? Luckily, Jinal, in India, banks are not allowed to trade a single rupee in derivatives market, and that should never be allowed also, because derivatives is a high leverage market, high risky market. So if you trade in that, there are enough chances that you may lose out your money. So that is not something to be adhered upon. It is good that RBI is not allowed banks to trade in derivatives market. Please understand that. In US, basically banks are allowed to trade in derivatives. Correct? In USA, banks are allowed to trade in derivatives, and that is where, friends, you will find that derivative in USA, the maximum amount of trading that basically happens is proprietary trading. Proprietary trading means what? Okay, there basically banks even trade in their own account. And that is why you must have seen why Lehman Brothers had to go bankrupt. Correct? Why Lehman Brothers had to go bankrupt. So that is something not, I can say, allowed in India, and it should never be allowed in India, because that will create huge systemic risk for the overall financial and the banking system. Correct? That particular point you have to keep it in mind. So that point, please try to understand it well. So that is something which we need to be very cautious about it. Second aspect, if you tell, is basically related to dividends. See, please understand that dividend paying is something completely prerogative of the stock. Correct? To pay dividend or not to pay dividend. Correct? That is something, what I can say, is the total prerogative of the company, whether to pay dividend or not to pay dividend. Microsoft in its whole life had paid dividend only twice. Correct? Microsoft in its whole life has paid dividend only twice. It has not paid dividend regularly. Now, when a company makes profit, if it feels that it has lot of growth opportunities, then basically it may pay dividend immediately. Correct? Or it may feel if it feels that basically it has good opportunities within the what I can say investment good opportunities, then it will not basically give dividend. But if it feels that there is not much of opportunity, then probably it may give dividend. So this is something, friends, you need to keep it in mind. Always remember, friends, that if the company has made profit, it is not at all compulsory for it to pay dividend. It is not at all compulsory. It is basically the mindset and the knowledge of the, what I can say, this thing, management, to pay dividend or not to pay dividend. So that will always depend upon primarily the factor what the company thinks. It may pay, it may not pay. So keep that particular point in mind. Correct. It may pay dividend, it may not pay dividend. So that point you have to please understand as far as market is concerned. That was one. Second, basically, fixed rate call and put option. No. See, call and put option, Darshan, their prices may change abruptly and there is huge volatility in call and put option. So there is no fixed formula based on which they will change. They may change even 100% in a one day, or they may go very slow also. Correct. So it all depends upon how basically the market is. For example, if you see, at times I have seen within 3 hours only the call option price becomes double if there is full, what I can say, bullishness in the market, and it may crash also very fast if there is bearishness in the market. So that particular point we have to keep it in mind. Correct. That is something very vital. So as far as the rate of change is concerned, it is totally arbitrary. Nobody can predict it. It completely depends on demand, supply, and what kind of market sentiment is prevailing at that point of time. So that is something we have to keep it in mind. See, Railtel IPO, yes, you can definitely invest because it is attractively priced. So obviously, I feel that there could be upside related to that. See, in this year, government is also planning to bring LIC IPO, then NCDX, NSE. Lot many good IPOs are likely to come from this particular, what I can say, March till next March 2022. So you can invest in good quality IPOs and you can definitely make money out of that. So that should not be a problem, friends. That is definitely something you can always look upon. So Railtel IPO is also, you can subscribe. Default in, no, credit risk does not arise when you trade in derivatives or even when you trade in stock market, because clearing corporation, the principle of novation applies. Clearing corporation counter guarantees all the trade. Correct. Clearing corporation counter guarantees all the trade. So obviously there is no risk in derivatives market or even in cash market, friends. Keep that particular point in mind. There is basically no risk related to that, whether it is derivatives or cash. Whoever trades, the trade will get settled. So keep that particular point in mind. See, as per my experience, if I tell you, Mahipal, options are always better for the simple reason that you are fully aware what is your maximum loss that is going to happen. In futures, the profit and loss both can be unlimited, and plus lot of margin has to be paid, which may not be the cup of tea for everyone. In options, as I told you, only few thousands you pay and you are secured. So obviously options is better. Plus, in options, you can survive for longer duration. In future, please understand that if you incur loss, your entire capital will be wiped off in no matter of time. So obviously, options are better. See, Tushar, please understand that basically we have to understand one thing, that when dividend is declared, whenever dividend is declared, obviously the stock price will go down. Why will stock price go down? Because cash outflow happens in the company, correct? So when cash outflow happens in the company, obviously the price is bound to go down. But we have to understand that the stock is rewarding also. Now you are giving an example of Majesco. So there we need to check it out, because I am not aware why the stock from 986 went to 12 rupees. If I am not wrong now, what has happened in this company, because I had also read it somewhere, the company had 700 crore rupees of total balance, and the entire balance was distributed as dividend because the owner has sold this company to some US based firm. So there is something like this.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Just 1 minute.
Yes,
Just
yes.
1 minute. Yes. So now the second, yes. Then If short position is square of a new free short position is being made, so open interest will increase or decrease. See, basically when you square one short position, one open interest has been finished. But when you, again, if you do something new short, then basically, yes, so open interest will get added because you are again creating a fresh short. See, please understand, when you sell something in India, somebody is buying, correct? There is always a counterparty trade. So that will add to the open interest. See, IRFC and those kind of shares, if you hold it for some time, I think it is better, friends. Don't be hurry to book losses. See, one thing I would like to tell you that if you basically always remember one thing, friends, कि अगर आपको stocks buy करने हैं ना, तो it is better you buy basic stocks only out of what I can say ना, BSC this thing. Always buy stocks from BSC top 30. That is a more safer option to do. Tomorrow's session will be very interesting because I will be taking up portfolio management. Correct. So there I will properly guide you what to buy, how to buy it. So that is a more better strategy. See, then Harsh, even if you are a beginner or if you are an experienced person, always buy company from BSE Sensex 30 because these are the top 30 stocks, well-established companies and fundamentally very sound. So it is always better you buy those stocks because those stocks will give you higher amount of return and you will be able to generate.
सर अभी आपने बीएससी का कि एनएससी का?
BSE
सर मैं
एक
बात पूछ सकता हूँ?
पहले मुझे क्वेश्चंस कंप्लीट कर लेने दो ना, फिर मैं ले लेता हूँ.
ओके सर, सॉरी.
हाँ, मुझे 1 मिनट दे दो. So basically, whether you are what I can say beginner or any other person, just buy from the large cap stocks of BSE. That is a more better option, correct, to go with. So keep that particular point in mind. See, options, if you want to still trade in options, basically be very, very cautious when you trade in options. Again, I will tell you, friends, derivatives is not for beginners. One thing. Second, it is what I can say, very risky kind of instrument because it is a leverage product. Leverage means, see, please understand, you are paying margin, but your entire profit and loss is calculated on the whole amount. So please understand that particular point, and that is why it is not at all advisable to go into derivatives. As far as my this goes, you should take knowledge. You can do research, no doubt, but trade only if you have capacity to make a loss and if you have sufficient amount of what I can say loose capital available. That is how I define it. See, volume of share means genuine total number of shares traded. Always remember why I always prefer large cap companies, because in large cap stocks, more number of shares are traded. So it is not possible to manipulate them. If you basically trade in mid cap and small cap, obviously what happens is less number of shares are traded. And so the risk involved is very high. So that you should not try to do. So keep that particular point in mind, friends. Correct? Yes. Now, please ask that somebody was asking a question.
Sir,
what was your question?
सर मैं भी है ना थोड़ा बहुत ट्रेडिंग करता हूँ मार्केट में, तो सर मैं जनरली एनएससी का उठाता हूँ, तो और मुझे लोग भी एनएससी बोलते हैं.
सी प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग कि आई वर्क फॉर बीएससी, तो मैं तो बीएससी का ही बोलूंगा ना, एज सिंपल एज दैट. आप एनएससी में करो ना, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, खत्म.
हाँ नहीं, क्योंकि मेरे चाचा है ना, वो 15-20 साल से ना ये ट्रेडिंग कर रहे, तो उन्होंने भी, मैं उनसे भी टिप मांगता हूँ तो वो बोलते कि बीएससी का कभी नहीं उठाने का, सिर्फ एनएससी का उठाने का.
See, I cannot comment on those things. वो आपका कॉल है. Okay, then next question is, in which sectors can we expect growth in current financial year? Okay. See, not only in current financial year, Harsh, but if you take now, these 5 sectors basically will definitely do very well. See, number 1, pharma. In budget, 64,000 crore has been allocated for next 6 years to the pharma sector. In this year, 2 lakh crore rupees will be spent. So pharmaceutical is one of the key areas which you should try to focus on. Number 1. Number 2, information technology, IT. See, whatever work has happened during entire lockdown and other things, it is only and only because of information technology. So that is an area which will help you to generate huge amount of capital. So IT sector is something which you can always focus upon. So that is the second thing which you need to keep it in mind. So IT sector is something, a vital sector which you can always focus. Third is automobiles. Please understand that after this entire issue, this will become very vital. Private vehicles and the sales of automobiles is any case rising. So auto sector is one which you can always focus on, and that will generate good amount of return. So that is the third sector which you can focus. Fourth sector is basically insurance. See, for the first time, insurance companies are seeing that people are approaching them and are basically taking what I can say, people are approaching them and are taking insurance covers. So that is something very, very important and vital thing. So as far as insurance is concerned, yes, that is also a sector you can focus upon. And there are good companies like SBI Life Insurance, HDFC Life Insurance, and these are all zero debt companies. So that also you can buy out. Effect of option value due to higher interest rates under put option. See, interest rate, is, frankly speaking, has nothing to do, Kushal, with a put option or call option. That is a theoretical concept. If you go with the Black-and School model to find out an options valuation, then basically you require interest rate. In practical things, those models are static in nature. In real life, it doesn't matter. See, derivatives, you can refer any book. Basically, you can refer any book on derivatives market which has basics of it. Since I am related to market, there is one book of this thing, if I'm not wrong, Learn Derivatives by this Ashwini Gujral. So that is one book which you can prefer. But rather than doing that, you can go to a bookstore and ask for basic derivatives learning. That will be more better, friends. You will learn more rather than basically from books. See, this is a line which if you keep on observing a trading terminal, then basically your knowledge and other things will be far more accurate and practical. See, basically BSE, obviously today our market has reached more than 50,000. Today it is at 51,500. So obviously it's a matter of pride for all of us. See, friends, understand one thing. If you ask me, when I was a student like you 20 years back, I have seen BSE Sensex. I have seen BSE Sensex at basically 2,600, and see today it is at 51,000. So obviously, please understand that as far as BSE Sensex is concerned, it is the barometer of Indian economy, and it will obviously generate very good amount of wealth. Correct? It is a barometer of the economy. So that particular point you need to keep it in mind. So that is why in long term, you will always make money in market. Only thing is that you need to be patient enough. That is something very vital. Yes, derivatives by Ashwini Gujral. That is one thing you can refer, or basically you can try to go for any basic book also. That should not be a problem. Yes, friends. Anything else in general also you can ask. Anything else you want to ask about any topic, feel free. And if there are no questions, then we can call it a day. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, participants, any further questions?
Binary option. See, in market, there is nothing like binary option path. I am not aware of that. It is simple call option, put option.
Hello, sir.
No, patience must be needed to gain money, but this is same for derivatives, no dear. See, patience is required to make money is more applicable when you buy delivery of shares in the cash market and you hold it for longer duration or in mutual funds. That is more best for holding long term. Derivatives, it is a game of the day itself. And if you hold something that can be more risky rather because you do not know what will markets open tomorrow. So that should not be applied to derivatives market. See, as I told you, derivatives is pure speculation, friends. So please understand that it's a leverage market, high risk, high return. So to be very frank, understand it, observe it, learn it, but don't be in a hurry to put your hard-earned money. The risk is quite high as what you are thinking about it. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening once again, everyone. Good evening, sir. I, Ranjana Yaugal, Assistant Professor, Department of Accountancy, would like to propose a vote of thanks. Sir,
Sure.
thank you so much to sharing your commendable knowledge, and thanks to BSc. This is, I think, so our second session, sir. Last year in May we had kept a session that was equally fruitful to our students, and today I can see students are really engaging themselves, questioning you, and involving with you. Definitely, sir. Thank you very much. I
Thank
would
you, ma'am.
thank, yes, sir. I would like to thank our principal and vice principal for always encouraging us to put up such seminars. I thank BSc, sir, to come forward for our, always for our students. And I would also like to thank our HOD Sangeeta ma'am, who has always motivated us and guiding us for organizing such webinars. And lastly, really students, thank you so much for giving, a very interactive questions to the to sir.
Right.
And
No, no, it was
tomorrow again,
really,
sir. Yeah, it was really good, sir.